I'm Millicent Kagonga. I'm a cervical cancer survivor. I'm also the HPV vaccine ambassador, my daughter being the first one to get the HPV vaccine. My journey started at the age of 14 when I had my firstborn, and I was sexual acting, and that is the age that really needs the HPV vaccine right now. So at the age of 14, I got my firstborn, and at the age of 20, I already had given birth for my 3 children. And I started having this abdominal discharge at the age of 20, and that is when I knew something which is not right is going on, but I didn't have the right information, because where I used to live, talking about anything below the belt was like a taboo. So I didn't speak out loudly. I kept quiet, and that abnormal discharge caused my marriage. I kept quiet for almost 5 years, and between 5 years, I used to look for the information, but indirectly, I used to ask my fellow women. I have a friend, which was me, who is having the abnormal discharge, and that is causing, it has caused her marriage. And the information that I got outside there was, tell your friend, which is me, to stop eating cabbages, Irish potatoes, and also to stop drinking a lot of water, which I did, but nothing happened. I went to another information, and I was told the second time to tell my friend, which is me, to seek for traditional medication and also to seek for religious help. I also did that, but nothing happened until 2015, when I saw a lady talking on television about signs and symptoms of cervical cancer. And the signs were the lower back pain, and the lower back pain, the pelvic pain, the hip joint, and also the thigh pain. And that is what I was now going through. I took a step. First, before I continue, every woman needs to know those signs. If you have those signs, doesn't mean you are having cervical cancer until you have gone to the hospital and get tested. So when I took a step and went to the hospital, it came out positive. I was tested by screening, and it came out positive. I was having cervical cancer advanced stage. It was like a death sentence for me, because I was young, and by then I knew people like us with the law where we are living. Let me go direct to the point. Poor people like us, we can't have cervical cancer, or we can't have this chronic illness, because each time we used to have something like this in our community, we thought that it was a witchcraft, or maybe it was a kin from it was a kin from God. So and for me now, I'm having cervical cancer. It has proven. In my mind, I thought of like killing myself. I tried to commit suicide, but I talked to myself, and I told myself, I'm not going to leave my children to suffer. So then I brought my children in the picture. I wanted to kill them first, and then I killed myself. Gladly, I got an information from another lady telling me about a gynecologist somewhere, where I went to see that gynecologist from Viga County, Dr. Koba, and he really helped me. He did my biopsy, and he referred me back to Kenyatta Hospital. When I went to Kenyatta Hospital, the plan of my treatment was to do 25 cycles of radiotherapy, 6 cycles of chemotherapy, and 3 cycles of brachytherapy. When in the period of my treatment, I used to have this heavy bleeding. And on 2017 alone, I got 17 pints of blood when I was going through my treatment. I got hope from my fellow cancer patient when I was getting the treatment. And in the period of the treatment, some talked to me, gave me a warm hug, talked to others. We were sleeping together in the corridors of the hospital while we were doing the treatment. By then, I didn't head up. And by then, my prayer was, one day, I really need to wear my panty without something. Because since 2010, I used to have something on my panty, mostly a rag, to take care of the discharge, or maybe to take care of the blood clot that I was having, the heavy bleeding. And I'm glad in 2017, at the end of 2017, after my first treatment, I was able to wear my panty without anything. That was my biggest prayer all those years. And I know we have a lot of Millicent outside there who maybe outside they look normal, but inside they are going through the symptoms that they doesn't understand, but they doesn't have that courage to go to the hospital. I'd like to tell you that just take a step, go to the hospital and get checked. And after my treatment, I thought a lot because I didn't have given the information about the vaccine. The vaccine was, I know the vaccine was there, the HPV vaccine was there, but for me, I didn't have the information until 2019 when I started having these rumors. In Kenya, we are going to have the free HPV vaccine. And I thought of myself, if in Kenya we are going to have this free HPV vaccine, since I have a daughter who was by then was 10 years old, she's going to be the first one to be prevented from cervical cancer. So far I have learned that in Kenya we are losing more than 10 women to cervical cancer. And we can imagine that is the only cancer that can be prevented and can be eliminated by vaccinating our girls. I took a step. My daughter was the first one to get the HPV vaccine, and I'm a happy mom because I never wanted my daughter to come to me in the next 20, 15 years and telling me I have cervical cancer, and I started getting a lot of WhatsApp groups doing a more around this to treat my daughter from cervical cancer, or maybe losing my daughter to cervical cancer. And when my daughter got the first dose, I made sure she got the second one. And I'm a happy mom. So to the community, to the guardians, to the guardians, to the parents, mostly to the women outside there, make sure you are protected your daughter from cervical cancer because it is safe. When my daughter got the HPV vaccine, she was 10 years. By then, she was not having a monthly period. But now, when she started having the monthly period, it came normal. So she's having a normal message. She's growing well. She's now a teenager. She's not the small girl that we saw when she was getting the HPV vaccines. And I'm a happy mom because I know my daughter. I'll be here in the next 20 or 25 years with a grandchild telling you that now I'm a happy grandma. But the real point is that I'm happy because I know I've been able to protect my daughter from the HPV viruses that maybe one day she could have been able to get cervical cancer, but now I know she would be able to get cervical cancer. So take charge, take action, make sure you have protected your girls, you have protected your daughters, because all of us, we need to make sure we are eliminating cervical cancer because we can. Thank you.